Welcome, everybody. The last episode of It's Called Soccer Summer Series. Dax McCarty, Taylor Twellman. Dax, it's gone by really fast for me. I'm not sure it has for you. But before I get your comments on anything, I think it's fitting that we conclude with the results of the Picks of Our Week segment. Dax, we both scored 3 points last week, which means what? You beat me 17-15. So congratulations, buddy, you're the winner. But before we get to this, somebody has sent us a video message regarding your results.
Taylor, Dax, I've been watching your Pick of the Week segments and something just doesn't feel right. So I myself am going to throw this into VAR review. Let's go take a look at the tapes.
Checking VAR.
Right now, I do think Messi scores, and I'm going to go with Luis Suarez as well.
Ooh, look at you giving 2 bonus scores because you can't follow rules. That's great.
Messi is going to score against his old club. For PSG, Doué. PSG wins 3-1. Dembele has a brace. Varaskelia gets the other one. I think Brian White gets back on the score sheet. I think Chucky Lozano scores twice.
Well, good on you for picking multiple goal scorers.
All right. Clear evidence that you can see from the VAR replays that Dax, you didn't follow the rules on multiple attempts. You've gone against the integrity of this game by picking more than one goal scorer. So, after VAR review, I recommend that win to go to Taylor. Dax, I believe you have a forfeit. I'll let Taylor do the honors. Thanks, guys.
No.
By the way,
Never,
hold on, real
never.
quick, Dax, hold on. First off, shout out to Christina Uncle. You were brilliant on the message. It took her one take. She was great. Dax, it's pick a scoreline and one goal scorer. We had 7 times you picked. I'm going to pick the whole team.
No. Listen to me right now. I had it in my head that we had to pick the multiple goal scorers. I don't know why. I still was wrong on numerous occasions, okay? But Christina Uncle, I love you to death. I don't accept that forfeit. I will accept my victory. I'm pretty sure, Taylor, you have to wear a jersey of my choosing?
Well, it's interesting because of VAR. Dax, I actually sent you a package. Did you get this package?
I might have. I do have a package here. I hope it's not the one you sent me.
I think it is. Do you want to open that package?
Oh, God. Let's do it right now.
For our listeners and for our watchers on It's Called Soccer Summer Series, Dax McCarty played in the Leagues Cup final in 2023 against Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. And I have to tell you, full disclosure here, Dax was brilliant on the day. He was amazing on the day.
Look at
he was
you guys.
Really good. He was really
My
good.
biggest fan. This isn't game worn. This is not game worn. I won't accept it. I only accept game worn.
However, Dax, I think our listeners need to hear the story. So, Dax was really good. He was brilliant on the day, as I just said. After the game, I commentated on the game. I get home to the hotel. I'm going through social media just to watch the Messi goal, the celebration, certain things. And I see one Dax McCarty hold up a picture after losing the final at home in penalty kicks of the Messi game-worn jersey. And full disclosure, I lost my shit. Because the Dax McCarty that I know and the Dax McCarty that I covered for so many years on ESPN and now Apple TV was the most competitive SOB I had ever met, and he had my respect. In this, Dax, you ruffled my feathers.
Not anymore.
Dax, I was like, what is he doing? They lost. So anyways, Dax, because of VAR,
regrets.
regrets.
I only have one regret. The caption was very stupid, and I shouldn't have
What was the
captioned it
caption,
like
by
that.
the way?
It was something like wasn't a total loss or something very stupid like that.
And you know it was.
But it was the picture. Still would have posted it. I'm still very happy I got the Messi jersey. But yeah, probably in poor taste. Probably could have waited a few days. I will say though, Messi transcends the game, buddy. He really does. He's my favorite player that I've ever watched. My favorite player of all time. My greatest player of all time. So because of the fact that we played well in the final, and because we lost in penalties,
really well,
and
buddy.
it was a great game. I just thought,
Dax,
I'm very proud. I'm very proud of our team. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but looking back on it now, it's like you could have waited a few days.
Dax, if you waited 12 hours, you would have been fine, bud. However, while we get into our final episode together, which honestly I've had more fun, I haven't had this much fun in a long time, buddy, and that's a tribute to you. You are going to put that jersey on because of VAR and me winning.
Okay.
You need to put the jersey on
right
now. Wow, I remind everyone that you need to subscribe to the show on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts to make sure you don't miss an episode, especially this one. So while Dax is putting on the Messi jersey, as I'm speaking right now, Dax, I need to see you put the jersey on. Put it on right now.
You want me to take my shirt off live?
100%. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. Or you can put it over the hoodie. You're going to put it on because Dax and I, if you can see while Dax is putting the jersey on, it's MLS All-Star Week, so Dax and I are here in Austin. We're going to name our MLS team of the season up to this point. We're going to look ahead to some of the big MLS games this weekend, and we're going to look to the transfer market because some big names are flying around. But my man, Dax McCarty, looks really good.
That looks
really
good.
Really good in El Noche. Yes, you do.
I look good in pink.
It's Called Soccer is brought to you by our partner, FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Some of the big soccer tournaments this summer might have ended, but that doesn't mean your soccer watching has. With MLS and the Women's Euros, there's still plenty to get excited for. And of course, the new EPL season is only a few weeks away. And with FanDuel, you can make every moment more, like betting which team will lift the cup, which player will score, and more. There is endless number of markets available, and FanDuel gives you the chance for a greater payout when you combine your picks to create a same-game parlay. New customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's $150 in bonus bets. FC Cincinnati beat Inter Miami 10 days ago. Rematch Saturday night. I love Inter Miami holding serve at home. So don't just watch, bet. Don't miss out. Visit FanDuel.com/ICS to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and keep your summer of soccer going with FanDuel. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. All right, Dax, that was a lot of fun. Now let's get into the business side of things. The transfer market has really picked up in Europe, particularly over the last 72 hours. Let's start with Liverpool. Over $350 million they have spent this transfer window. Last summer, they spent barely $50 million. Now, it's interesting, Dax, because they usually don't spend money. However, that now includes the figure, if you add the add-ons for Eintracht Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike, that's over $105 million if you include the add-ons. Why do you think Liverpool is doing this? And more importantly, I kind of like it.
Yeah, I love it. I think the encore is going to be very important. I love what Arne Slot did last year with Liverpool. I love the way they play. I mean, think about Arne Slot in the situation that he walked into replacing Jurgen Klopp. You have to replace an icon, a legend, and he came in it and won the Liverpool fans over instantly with how they played. They constantly were on the front foot, and they were just a little bit more nuanced, good with the ball, really fun to watch. And so I think that Arne Slot and Liverpool see exactly what other Premier League teams are adding, and they see what Premier League teams are doing. Chelsea, fresh off winning the Club World Cup, looking like they're going to be a real challenger in the Premier League. I absolutely love what Liverpool did, going and adding a proven goal scorer from the Bundesliga, which, if you remember, Taylor, one of their last great number 9s in Firmino comes from the Bundesliga. I love the signing. I love Ekitike. I think he's really similar in a lot of ways to kind of like a Karim Benzema. Not saying he's the finished product yet, but the way he drops underneath as a striker, he can link up play really, really well. I love his versatility. I think they can play him in any one of the front 3 positions, and I think he's going to be goal dangerous. It's just another signal that Liverpool is not satisfied with just being the Premier League champions. They want to continue to back that up. They want to go and win another one, and they see the quality that's being added all over the Premier League. I love the signing. I think he's going to be a big success. What do you think, T?
The French profile of a striker is they're very complete players. They can play multiple ways. They can pull off the shoulder. They can drop into the hole. They can play off the final line. I know what you're saying, but I feel like for Liverpool, with Mohamed Salah and the players that they have, I just love his profile as a 9, and I think he can score 20-plus goals with their, I would say, diversity of the attack and different types of players that they can have. They also brought back Van Dijk. It just feels like they want to go back-to-back here and have a run at it. I love Liverpool being in it. Now, the other talking point is Arsenal, and it's still the same position, because Arsenal's been very busy, I would say, in the transfer window trying to rival what Liverpool is doing. They've had big confirmed deals, but the one that has just literally hit, as you and I are talking, is their number 9, their main target, Viktor Gyökeres, right? And so the rumor is it's going to be 63 million euros. If you throw in the add-ons, that's an extra 10.
Right.
How important is this for them? And I'd argue, Arsenal fans are going to lose their mind, he would be the best 9 they've had since Van Persie 12, 13 years ago. Am
Taylor,
I wrong?
No, you're 100% spot on. But doesn't that feel like a steal? I'm shocked at that transfer fee. I mean, this is a striker, by the way, who the last 2 seasons, 43 goals in 23-24, 54 goals in 24-25. This is exactly what Arsenal has been missing. I remember talking to you specifically about Arsenal and saying, I don't understand why they didn't get a striker in the transfer window, in the last transfer window, right? And do you remember Mikel Arteta? He was saying how versatile and how fit Kai Havertz was. And then what happens? Kai Havertz goes down for the rest of the season. If Arsenal had a striker like Gyokeres last year, I think they win the Premier League. I really do.
I think there's a good debate to that. I agree.
And this not to take anything away from Liverpool, obviously deserving champions, but I just think with Mikel Arteta, they finished second, what is it now, 3 years in a row? They have been missing that final piece, and it's been the striker. I love what you said about this will be probably their best striker since Van Persie. Because we've been, the Arsenal fans have been clamoring out for it. A guy who you can rely on that's going to get you 25 to 30 goals a season. That's what Gyökeres is. And he's tall, he's strong, he's a good finisher, but he's really quick. And you know as well as I do that translates really well to the Premier League. A guy who's a threat in the box, a guy who will be able to thrive off the service from Saka and Trossard and these wide players. I love the signing for Arsenal. I think Mikel Arteta is all in. I think they have to win a trophy this year. There's no more excuses for Arsenal. You have your striker. Go win the Premier League. What do you think of it?
And Dax, I love the way you described his profile because it's real simple to me.
Yeah.
Even though he makes the complex look simple, you just need a guy that loves to score goals. Yeah, that's what Arsenal needs. They need Erling Haaland. That's what they need. They need 100%. A guy that literally steps on the field and says, I don't care about anything other than I'm going to be in front of the goal and I'm going to score goals. I like his profile because I think he's way more mobile than given credit for. But when I look at a goal-scoring record, and you know this now hanging out with me, the numbers don't lie.
No.
The numbers don't lie anywhere. And wherever he's been, it's goals, goals, goals. And that's what Arsenal has lacked. They look the part to the eye until the final third. And oftentimes, I hate saying it this way, but oftentimes you just need a killer. Yeah. You just need someone to make everyone else look the part. 100%. Now, I think Mikel Arteta has to win a trophy this season. And the reason why is the way he's handled himself off the field in the pressers and everything, coming from Pep Guardiola and coming from that kind of persona, it doesn't work finishing second. You've got to break the dam, so to speak, and win something for Arsenal, which they don't do. I think there's a lot of pressure on the first 6 to 10 games of this season, and I think if it starts slow, pressure's going to mount. However, it goes the opposite. Dax, I think if they start really hot and Gyokeres is banging in goals, then I think you could be looking at the favorite to win the Premier League. I really believe that.
There's no question about it, because I think they have one of the best backlines in the league. I think Mikel Arteta is a fantastic coach. He's already proven to me that he's one of the best coaches in the world. I just think you're right. It comes down to the business end of the season. You have to win trophies. That's what everybody wants. That's an Arsenal supporter. Bradley Wright Phillips, one of our colleagues at MLS Season Pass, one of the biggest Arsenal supporters out there. I was giving him crap. I'm just saying, hey man, listen, unless it's a set piece, I don't trust Arsenal to score, okay? And you have great wingers. You've got Saka. Kai Havertz is a very good soccer player. I don't think he's an out-and-out striker. You went and you got your striker. Now it's time to go win that trophy.
Dax, I know you're wearing an Inter Miami jersey. Deep down, you really wish I sent you a Manchester United kit. I get it. This is your club. This is who you are. I love this. However, you're going to have to explain to me their strategy in the transfer windows. Quite honestly, over the last 5 or 6, I don't really know if they know what they're doing and if I know what they're doing. However, Mbeumo got done. It's over the line. That dragged on for weeks. They also added Cunha, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the window. So this is your club.
Yep.
Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you don't. Tell me what the hell they're doing.
I really like it. I do like the addition of Mbeumo. I think the fee, I think it's a little bit expensive, but I think if you want proven Premier League quality, which that's what Mbeumo is. He's proven Premier League quality. He's done it the last couple of seasons at Brentford. He's been fantastic. With the additions of Mbeumo and Cunha, I just think it signals Manchester United wanting to be better in transition. I mean, these are two players who are rapid, extremely fast. And Mbeumo is so good. He thrived in Brentford's system when he had space to run into. He was coming on off that right side onto his left foot to be able to finish. He scored 20 goals last year for Brentford, which is a really impressive haul. And he's still at a really good age. I do like the additions for Manchester United because, quite frankly, I feel like they've lacked that explosiveness in the final third, right? You had Rashford a couple seasons ago who was really dangerous. He had that wonderful season. He gave you goals. He was so good 1v1. Mbeumo is fantastic in transition, dribbling. Cunha, fantastic in transition. So I just wonder if it signals a little bit of a shift from Manchester United still wanting to be good in possession, but maybe saying, hey, even if we're not as good in possession, we're going to be way more dangerous in transition. I mean, these types of players that you add, they do signal kind of that change in direction for Manchester United for me. I do love the addition, but I still feel like I think they need an out-and-out striker because Cunha,
I agree, buddy.
Because Cunha and Mbeumo, they're both really skilled players that can play underneath and they can thrive in transition a little bit more out wide. I don't think they have that out-and-out goal scorer like Arsenal just added with Gyokeres, like Manchester City has with Erling Haaland. I just am still, because of the pain of the last, 10, 15 years, since Sir Alex retired, it's just been a struggle, man. They've just never, they don't have that out-and-out striker who's going to go and win you games. But I do like the additions. It's a really big year for Manchester United. What do you make of the signing?
Well, first off, I just appreciate that as a Yank, you speak so well of Manchester United, and I know all of our friends in England are going to enjoy the way you just broke down Manchester United,
I'm sure they're going to love that.
Yeah, you're an idiot. I'll just get it over with so you don't have to read the comments. The truth of the matter is you just hit the nail on the head, dude. I find when I watch Manchester United to be very deliberate and methodical. And when they were at their best, they were never that.
No.
They also were killer in the biggest moments. I feel like now in the biggest moments, they see their shadow. They see a ghost. They kind of second guess themselves. They've lost the aura of what Manchester United is. Both of these signings 100% make them play faster. They have to get there. That's where they need to go. I don't care who else they sign. If they don't figure out the 9 and they figure out someone that scares the living daylights of the opposition, it's not going to do much.
Right.
And I say that with respect, but Liverpool just signed a killer for over $100 million with the add-ons. Arsenal just signed another killer. Who's your killer? If you're Manchester United, who's the guy that scares the living you-know-what out of the opposition?
Højlund.
They don't have it.
He's not scaring.
Right.
He's not scaring anyone. And by the way, Manchester United's got a lot of issues. Okay, they need a lot more additions.
Give me 20 seconds. Marcus Rashford, loan move to Barcelona. He takes a pay cut to do it. I love the move for Marcus Rashford. Do you like the move for Barcelona?
I do. I do like the move for Barcelona. I don't think, to be completely honest, I don't think Marcus Rashford is going to be an every game starter for Barcelona, especially with how their front three moved and played last year, the amount of goals they scored last year. But as a depth piece, and the fact that you can get Marcus Rashford to come in, take a pay cut, I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think you can never have too many good players. Marcus Rashford is a good player. He has proven that in the past. Yeah. He's just inconsistent. I think that Barcelona wants to follow up the great season that they had last year. You add more depth. You add a player who a couple of years ago set the Premier League on fire. He has talent. You know he has talent. He's just one of these like mercurial players who, if he can just add a little bit more consistency to his game, it feels like he needs a great coach to help him and move him along, which is absolutely what Barcelona has. With Hansi Flick. I love the move for Barcelona. I love the move for Rashford.
I agree. I think he could score 20-plus goals, quite honestly, within that team and how he comes off different roles throughout the season. The last transfer I want to talk about, it's within our world. U.S. men's national team, Johnny Cardoso just completed his $32 million move to Atletico Madrid after a great season with Real Betis. This is a position you played over 400 times in Major League Soccer with the U.S. men's national team. It's weird for me to say this. He's been really good in Spain. He has not been good for the men's national team.
Get out of my brain, man.
What does this move do?
I think it's a great move for Johnny Cardoso, first of all. It's a really big step up in your career. There's not many teams you can go to after playing at a really good Real Betis team, right? Challenging for a Europa League, Champions League spot. And that you go to one of the biggest teams in Europe, in Atletico Madrid. You go for a manager in Diego Simeone who's going to challenge you, who's going to get the best out of you. It's weird, though, Taylor, because you hit on it a little bit. He's been so good for his club teams the last couple of years. Yeah. I've never seen it with the U.S. men's national team. I don't understand it. It's one of these weird things where every time I see him with the national team, I'm like, why don't we get the version of Johnny Cardoso that we see with his clubs? Because he's excellent. You're right. I did play the position, not even close to as good as Johnny Cardoso, because I do love his feel for the game. He always wants to get on the ball. He's made a couple of big mistakes for the U.S. men's national team that have led to goals, and he doesn't shrink. He doesn't hide. He still wants to go and get on the ball and play. I love that about him. I think he's got the grit to be able to play for a Diego Simeone team. I just hope he plays. That's my big concern here going into a World Cup year. I think Johnny Cardoso, when he's fit and in form, I think he's one of the best players the U.S. men's national team has. He just hasn't always shown it. But if you're not playing week in, week out, I'd be really curious to see how Simeone uses him and what Pochettino decides to do with him if he's not getting games regularly.
We're talking on July 22nd, and if someone asks me the top 3 players that I am most interested in going into the World Cup, Johnny Cardoso's in that argument.
He has to be.
And the reason why I say this is I think the move is unbelievably timely for the U.S. men's national team. Here's why. If the United States national team in the World Cup next year in their own backyard is going to do anything, defensively, they're going to have to be at their best.
Right.
Johnny Cardoso is going to arguably one of the best tacticians in that position defensively.
Totally.
It is the perfect move if Johnny Cardoso plays 25-plus games going into the World Cup for Atletico Madrid with now the tactical nous of Diego Simeone. And then you pair him next to a healthy Tyler Adams.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, Johnny Cardoso's top 3 biggest storylines for the next 8 months, because if he plays a lot for that club in La Liga, in Champions League, and all the other competitions, Dax, that's a wild card that the men's national team has not had for the last 2.5, 3 years when Johnny Cardoso is playing great for the club team.
100%.
They haven't had that.
Nope.
It's a huge wild card. And if it works, that's something that nobody's talking about. It's a big week for Major League Soccer. Dax and I are here in Austin, Texas for All-Star Week. I just want to talk a little bit for our listeners, Dax, what this means, because very few places around the world do an All-Star Game the way we do in the United States. And we do it for all of our major sports and all of our major leagues. How would you describe to our non-American listener why the All-Star Game is important and why you enjoyed being a part of it through your career?
Because the All-Star Game is a celebration of our league, and it's a celebration of the best players in our league. It is uniquely American, which I'm sure our European listeners will love. But at the end of the day, as a player, and Taylor, you know this as well as I do, to be able to get that recognition, you can get your recognitions at the end of the season, but to be able to get that recognition in the middle of the season, it gives you so much confidence. It gives you so much confidence to validate the season that you're having as a player, the great season that all these guys here are having as a player. And it's a fun week. I mean, you hear my voice right now. I've got a scratchy throat because the week has been amazing, right? We've got a million different parties, got a million different appearances. You get to go around Austin or whatever city it's in, and you get to see so many different people that are so crucial to making sure Major League Soccer is successful, and so many different friends. It's amazing. It's a fantastic week. It's a great celebration of the talent we have. I actually just hope that now that we have 30 teams in Major League Soccer, it almost feels wrong that there's so many other great players that aren't here, that are having great seasons. Yeah. It is one of the most difficult things I've found as an analyst to have to go and say, all right, we have to put together our team of the season up to this point right now. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm seeing so many great players on this team of the season for me, which will definitely be better than yours. I've left out numerous. I mean, you could make an argument for literally 50 different players to be in this right now. So that's why I love the All-Star Game. It's a really fun environment. It's a really fun event.
In 2002, the league made a decision that the All-Star Game needed to be a showcase of Major League Soccer versus a showcase inside Major League Soccer. What do I mean by that? So 2002, MLS All-Stars played the U.S. greats. But then it was in 2003, they decided to play teams outside of Major League Soccer. And then all of a sudden, Dax, it became this referendum on Major League Soccer. And I played in the first game. And that was against Chivas in LA. Then we ended up going all the way to playing Fulham and all of these clubs, Arsenal and all of these teams.
When was that, T? Was that in the 80s? You were playing in those games?
That was in the 80s. And for those of you at home, I can send you the VHS tapes. It was great. It was awesome. However, Dax, what I don't think people realize is those first 5 to 6 years, we showed up here. It was all business because we knew if we really lost handsomely, then everyone around the world would be like, oh, this is so stupid.
Exactly.
Right? Why do I bring that up? Because a couple years ago, Arsenal won big time in DC. The All-Star Game for the players now, it's not the same for what it was in my generation because we were still trying to make a name for the league and all of that. I love the fact that it's now Liga MX and not a European team in preseason. And why do I say that? Because the whole goal of Major League Soccer is to be the best league on the continent. And right now you're chasing Liga MX. The gap has been bridged very closely versus where it was 10 years ago. It's still there, though. You're still chasing the Mexican clubs. That's a fact, not really an opinion.
Right.
The point is, though, now you showcase both. Now you're opening yourself on a global audience. Over 100 different countries will watch this on Apple TV. That you now will see guys, like we're going to get into, that are real superstars. It wasn't like that for us. When we played Fulham in Columbus, it was in the middle of the afternoon. And I remember Landon and myself and others saying, Clint Dempsey. That was the first time Fulham saw Clint Dempsey and ended up purchasing
crazy.
him years later. It's not like that now. It's more of a celebration of the league. The league's been around for 30 years. It's great. It's been fun, which leads me to what we're going to do. So here we are at All-Star Break in Austin. Dax and I are going to show you both of our teams of the seasons up to this point. Now, Dax, can you hear me? Well, that was a good conversation with Dax, but apparently I lost connection to Dax. So yeah, I'm going to just segue us into where we are and what we were doing. So Dax and I came up with our best 11s of the MLS regular season up to this point, because here we are in Austin for MLS All-Star Week. This is our 11. So obviously you can see Messi, Surridge, Bouanga, Dreyer, Zverkov, Evander, Nahar, Kai Wagner, and Dane St. Clair. Now, I wish Dax was here because then we could kind of talk about our center backs, but apparently Dax just kind of gave up on the whole show. Wait, what? What are you doing, dude? Step brothers?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, dude, sit down. Let's go through this.
Let's do it.
Okay, so.
By the way, I can't believe we had so many players the same.
Agreed.
That's
now,
insane.
by the way, you look really good in the
Thanks,
Messi
buddy.
jersey. I made the graphic bigger. So give me your two center backs, and then I'm going to try to remember who I think is the center back.
Okay, so first of all, this was a very difficult task.
Agreed.
To pick players, and especially in a 4-4-2. So
Okay.
good on you for playing Sverskov and Evander there. That midfield might get run through, but that's okay.
Completely.
They're going to be great on the ball. For one center back, I did Michael Boxall. And I think he has been absolutely fantastic all season long for Minnesota United. They've got one of the best backlines in the league, having the best season of his career at 35, 36 years old.
Yep, I agree.
He's been amazing. My other center back, I went back and forth on this one a lot. Jakob Glesnes has been excellent for the Philadelphia Union. And I just thought to myself, the more that I watched Philly, I was actually starting to be way more impressed with Oluwatu Makanya. He is the other center back that I have in my team. He's been so fun to watch for a Philadelphia Union team who's conceded the least amount of goals in the league. They're still atop of the standings for the Supporter Shield race, maybe in second. I think he's been excellent. He's the best player in MLS no one's talking about. That's my 11.
I agree with you. I think he's the most underrated player in Major League Soccer now, and I'll be shocked if he's in Major League Soccer next year. First off, our 11's pretty good. I disagree with you. I think it's a great attacking 11, and who cares about defense? The fact that we had to pick two fullbacks is great. I think Nahar and Wagner have been really, really good. Andy Nahar's been really good. Center back is really weird for me to pick because I don't
This is a weird season.
Yeah, I don't fully get who's really stood out. So I went with the two best teams up to this point and just picked their best center backs. It's kind of a cheesy way of doing it. I went Tristan Blackman for Vancouver.
Okay.
I don't love the fact that I took Tristan Blackman.
I don't either.
Okay, there you go. And I don't love the fact that I took Miles Robinson. And I like Miles Robinson, and I think they're both good. But the fact that I'm looking into this camera and on this podcast telling you, you could easily persuade me to take four other center backs.
Exactly.
And figure it out. The hardest position for me to pick was, and you're going to laugh, is the 6.
Yeah.
And that's why you're sitting here in my room. By the way, my room's nicer, and that's why he's here. He's not sitting on my lap, just for the listeners at home. The best 6 right now in Major League Soccer, if you had to win MLS Cup tomorrow, who would you take?
I would take Sverskov because he is the one that I want to play through. I love the way that San Diego play.
Yeah.
He's the metronome.
Yeah.
As far as a guy who I would want if I needed more of a ball winner.
Yep.
And I've been on air. I've talked about him a bunch. He is an all-star snub. Donley Jean-Jacques from the Philadelphia Union.
Yep.
You could even convince me of a Jovan Lukic as well from the Philadelphia Union. That's how good both of those guys have been. When I watch Jean-Jacques play, I get Shalry Joseph vibes. He has been so fun. He's more of an 8 going up and down, but Sverskov is it for me.
All right, guys, we're back with our picks of the week brought to you by FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Dax McCarty's wearing the Miami jersey because now he knows the rules and he was forfeited. All right, let's go right into it. Major League Soccer. We've got some massive games this weekend coming up after the All-Star Game. San Diego, Nashville, I think it's the game of the week, which is surprising considering Inter Miami plays Cincinnati Friday night, the 25th, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, Snapdragon Stadium. Give me the result and one goal scorer, Dax.
This is a very difficult game to pick. Two of my favorite teams to watch in MLS this season. Both of them play really exciting front foot attacking soccer. Nashville's been excellent, coming off one of their best results of the season. San Diego's had a little bit of a wobble recently, Taylor. I'm not sure what's going on with Anibal Godoy. I feel like San Diego misses him in midfield. I feel like San Diego is missing a striker right now. And Anders Dreyer, Chucky Lozano, two fantastic designated players, have gone a little bit cold. I'm going Nashville to win on the road, 2-1. The All-Star, Sam Surridge, gets the game winner.
I'm going 1-1. The game is Friday. You've got more than 4 players playing in the All-Star Game Wednesday night. I think there will be tired legs. I think it's 1-1. I agree with you. San Diego's wobbling right now, and I'll take Hani Mukhtar as the goal scorer. LAFC will play the Portland Timbers at home, same day, Friday night, the 25th, 7:30 p.m. at BMO Stadium. I'm going to give you the first answer. I think LAFC, for whatever reason, yes, they're unbeaten in the last 4. They've won 3, but they gave up a 3-1 lead at home against their rivals, the Galaxy. I don't love Portland. I don't love the way they look. They feel a little anemic. They don't really scare the opposition. I like LAFC at home 2-1 and Denis Bouanga with a goal.
LAFC wins this game 2-0. Denny Bouanga's on fire right now. Probably the most in-form winger in all of Major League Soccer right now. The Portland Timbers, you need to decide who you are. Are you going to be one of the best teams in MLS? Is that attack going to catch fire again? I think the loss of Anthony has been really underrated and not talked about enough because of his dynamism and his unpredictability. They're really missing that. And LAFC right now is a team in really, really good form. I'm going Nathan Ordaz. Nathan Ordaz on the score sheet gets the game winner, 2-0 LAFC over Portland.
There you go. I like that scoreline better. Can I change mine? Yeah, I'm changing mine. It's 2-0. Okay. All right, big one. Inter Miami, Cincinnati, Saturday night, the 26th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Chase Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's going to be interesting. We're here in Austin. Lionel Messi hasn't shown up yet. We don't know where he is. We don't know if he will.
He's right. Wait, what are you talking about? He's right.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Saturday night, they've got to beat Cincinnati, in my opinion, to hold serve and to have a run at the Supporters' Shield. Cincinnati, on the other hand, knows if they win this game, they separate themselves from Miami. They still got Philadelphia. Yep. They still got Nashville. They still got Columbus probably. But Miami's got games in hand. They have to win this game. I think Miami wins this game. I think it's a close one. I think it's a real good game. But I think it's 3-2, high scoring. I think coming off the All-Star game. And, I'm going to take Messi, who's got 5 braces in the last 6 games he's played in.
Well, that's good. That's good analyzing. That's why you get paid the big bucks. And by the way, you didn't come to me first because you wanted to take that one.
Exactly.
You wanted to take that one first. I look back at Inter Miami's response to their loss to FC Cincinnati. They go to the New York Red Bulls, who for some reason turn into an ASO team when they play against Inter Miami. I just think that Inter Miami is too motivated right now. I think they're excellent at home. I think that they will have learned from the result in Cincinnati where they got bopped 3-0 in Cincy. I think Inter Miami wins this game. I don't think Cincinnati scores 2. I think it's 3-1.
Oh, good one.
Give me Luis Suarez to get back on the score sheet. He hasn't had a goal in a few games. Messi, of course, is on fire. I'm doing the thing that I did, okay, where Cristiano, Messi will score again, but Luis Suarez, he's my pick, so I can keep you in the distance.
We're going to end this podcast. We had a great 7 weeks together. Dax and I had an absolute blast. For those of you that have listened to us around the world, we love Major League Soccer. We're very proud of it, but we also love the sport. We love covering the sport wherever it may be. For those of you that are wondering, I am wearing the MLS Archive collection. I had to wear a Revolution jersey. Naturally, it's the only one I wore in Major League Soccer. Dax was not supposed to be sitting here, but I have 4 other jerseys that he's sitting on. But they're great jerseys. Adidas has come out with it. It's been fantastic. Dax, I brought this simply for you.
I love it.
A Dallas Burn. Dax.
Throwback.
We played each other. It was FC Dallas at the time. This is a throwback. But, dude, Fantastic. This has been fun.
Listen,
an absolute blast, man.
I've had an absolute blast. We loved it so much that we wanted to finish in the same room together. I sabotaged my own internet just to be able to see how Taylor Twellman lives. This guy's got a beautiful view right now of Austin. Okay,
And my butler's right over there.
I just
so
hope to get on his
his
level one day, but thank you so much for following along.
Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.